So I know I was going to dedicate this entire month to Thunderbirds related content, part for Thunderbirds September, but I needed to talk about this. I really needed to talk about this because the balance updates for Spider-Woman and Lunatrix are out. Um, so short and sweet version. If you can't stick around, but you need to stick around, um, Lunatrix is not getting changed at all. They're happy where he is offensively and defensively. Spider-Woman is getting nerfed because they think that she's too powerful as a defender. So in order to counteract that, they're taking away a mechanic which is very helpful for her on offense, even though they think she's perfectly fine for offensive purposes. Yeah, but that really annoyed me too. So Lunatrix is staying the same. They're happy as he is. It's Spider-Woman that is the problem for defense. So our latest Spider-Verse hero has entered the contest, and the impact of Spider-Woman is definitely being felt. I agree because I think that she is one of the best champions to come out this year. She's one of my personal favorites. I recently pulled her from that that Titan Crystal compensation when they didn't put Zola in the crystal for like 4 hours. So I chose to Titan Crystal over Zola, and I got Spider-Woman, and I took up to rank 3 pretty much immediately because I knew she was that good. Now I kind of regret it. So, equipped with both familiar and new abilities, she is dominating against the top Mystic defenders like Enchantress and non-Mystic defenders too. While her offensive performance is on the stronger side, it is something that we feel warrants. It is not something we feel warrants intervention on its own. Keep that last sentence in mind. Defensively, and to get directly to a critical point, Spider-Woman has been more of a menace than we wanted for her on defense. For her defender champion attribute being a 3.5 out of defender. I apologize for mixing my words. I haven't had my full cup of tea yet. And I woke up about an hour ago, and I don't wake up because I'm British. I don't wake up until I have a full cup of tea in my body. Therefore, we will be removing the Ensnare debuff from her kit so that attackers are not pressured with a long-lasting ability accuracy reduction on a regular basis. That is a problem, because that Ensnare debuff, for those who don't know, Ensnare counters evade, so it can stop the opponent from evading, and it also stops, introduces ability accuracy reduction. An example, this current Footloose meta in Battlegrounds, Spider-Woman, she can, because obviously I've got Spider-Woman at rank 3 now, 7-star, she can shut off the evade and unstoppable. Not all the time, because I think it's like a 30% chance or something like that. It is a similar percentage to Okoye's Ensnare, because she's got that as well. It is a similar potency to that. So in situations, it can be helpful. It doesn't trigger all the time, but it is helpful. But they're just taking it. They are taking it away from her entirely, and they said that as an attacker, she's fine. But they were removing something from her kit, which makes her less annoying on defense, but is also going to remove a bit of utility that she has as an attacker. I don't know about you, that's not on. Saying that she's fine as an offensive powerhouse, which I think she is, but and then taking away a mechanic that makes her too annoying a defender in Kabam's eyes, but that also having a detrimental effect on offense. I think that's kind of a dick move. We expect this change to free up attackers to more consistently play around her and other RPG threats like severe power sting and fumble. While removing Ensnare will obviously have some effect on her attacker power as well, you said in the first paragraph, that she's fine as an attacker. So why are you removing this Ensnare? We haven't seen Spider-Man need a solution to evade across a matchup spread. Don't know the way it's worded. That kind of feels to me that Kabam feel that so certain champions are only allowed to counter certain champions. Don't like that. I will take a champion with who either I think I could do it with. Either I have the correct counter, or I have someone that is not necessarily a good counter, but could possibly get the job done. I think probably my favourite example of this that I use quite a bit is Ironheart. I use Ironheart against Bullseye. Why do I do that? Well, when you have Ironheart's tracking passive up with those 5 debuffs you put on the opponent, stops abilities triggering through when you're blocking. Therefore, and because of Ironheart's Bulwark as well with the Awakened ability, Bullseye can't trigger the instant bleeds from like the special one, for example, when you're holding block with Ironheart. Ironheart's not made for Bullseye, but she can do it. Similarly, the ability CX reduction isn't potent enough to encourage using it as a solution to defensive counters, but was strong enough to add confusing interactions across the game. But in confusing interactions, I imagine that's probably because, yes, it is potent, but not enough where it stops stuff triggering all the time. Like, again, this recent Footloose matter, Spider-Woman is really, really good for that, because at times she can stop the evade and the unstoppable from triggering. Doesn't happen all the time, and sometimes she can fail one of them, but she can't fail the other. But it's better that fighting an opponent with like evade or unstoppable. It's better than fighting them with both. Specifically, her Enchantress counter matchup, this evade this evade answer didn't have many opportunities to make an impact as Debilitate, because Debilitate is easier to put on, first of all, with Spider-Woman, and second of all, Debilitate reduces the damage of the spells, doesn't it? It's the main thing to counter Enchantress' spells, Debilitate. So but I don't know about you. Well, if I want to use Spider-Woman for Enchantress, I use her for the Debilitate, not the evade. Her own evade on Miss / Unstoppable and general anti-mystic abilities already allow Spider-Woman to control fight from the beginning. Okay, this is where we get to. This is probably the best sentence out of a lot of them. Overall, we believe this is an important update in our ongoing efforts to prevent too many strong defenders from being introduced too quickly across the game. Apologise for hearing me slam my mug on this little countertop that I've got my phone on. We already have too many strong defenders being introduced. Dark Phoenix. Cassandra Nova's a good defender in my opinion. Solvark, Lumatrix, Arnim Zola, Yelena Belova, Serpent last year. Nico Minoru's a good two-way champion after I pulled her recently. That's 8 I've just listed. And that's in the span of like a year and a bit. You already have too many strong defenders coming out, and even and that's like including dual threats in there as well, because I just listed Nico and Lumatrix, and they're both dual threats. Oh my god! And also, I guarantee if Spider-Woman was listed in Kabam's eyes, if they listed her as a 5 out of 5 defender, she would not be touched. But because she's a 3.5 out of 5, she's getting this nerf. But there's an easy way to sort this out. There's a very easy way to sort this out. All we need to put in her kit is, as a defender, Ensnare doesn't trigger. problem solved. If that was the case, if they just said we will be, because they've done it before, they've done it with other champions, not necessarily um like Cull Obsidian, for example. Like they've done it where they take or add mechanics in different modes. For example, in Battlegrounds, Cull Obsidian starts with 3 of his charges. So it can be done. So all they need to do is write in her kit as defender, Spider-Woman can't trigger Ensnare. That is all they needed to do. But instead of that, they're being hypocritical and saying she's fine as an attacker, but she's not good as a defender for this reason, or this mechanic, I should say. So we're going to take this mechanic away from both sides. This is why I don't like taking up new champions right away, because I recognise that they're good, but it's because of this rebalancing program, because they can pull stuff off like this. It's the same thing with Serpent. I waited when I got 6-star Serpent and awakened him. I waited to take him up to rank 5 and ascend him, because there was a chance he would get nerfed, and he didn't get nerfed, and he should have been nerfed. But after his rebalancing update came out, that he wasn't getting nerfed, I took him up to rank 5 immediately, because I knew that was it. They're not going to touch him anymore, and that's another problem. They don't touch champions when they should be with this balance update. Leader's apparently balanced. The only time I see Leader get used is when there's potent regen involved, because he's like one of the best regen counters. Like there's champions that need just like a little something, but nothing gets done with them. I'm trying to think of like other examples. I'm trying to think. I think Leader's probably like a prime example, but then they pull stuff like we get Counter Failure not too long after Leader. Same thing happened this year. We got Falcon Warrior Torres, who is shit, and was made as an Enchantress counter. But then we get Spider-Woman, who's a far better Enchantress counter and can do a lot more. So yeah, I'm along with a lot of the community. I'm not happy about this change. Easy way to go about it: just remove the Ensnare as when she's a defender. That's it. Would not be as much outcry as there has been. So just a little bit of silver lining. Spider-Woman's not getting changed to January with these stupid batch updates, which is a topic in itself. But I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. But you can expect comments from Yelena Belova, Cyclops, Phoenix, and Dark Phoenix. Now, because Dark Phoenix is a 5 out of 5 defender, and people have to pay for her, I doubt she's going to get changed. So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I'm really annoyed, and I needed to get this off my chest. I just needed to talk about this because this really annoyed me when I read this last night, just before I went to bed. So yeah. If you like this video, feel free to like it. Dislikes if you disliked it, and yeah, if you like this video, check out some of my other content on my channel. And if you like my other content, please turn the subscribe button to grey. I shall see you all in the next one. Goodbye.